Today, I am reviewing the Lenovo ThinkPad E14 Gen 7. If at any time you'd like to explore this product for yourself and grab it at a great price, be sure to check the links below the video. If you are tired of your laptop slowing down the moment you open more than 10 browser tabs, you might want to pay attention to the Lenovo ThinkPad E14 Gen 7. I have been using this specific configuration for the past 3 weeks as my daily driver for spreadsheets, coding, and heavy document management, and it is a fascinating machine that sits in a very specific corner of the market. You can check the links below the video if you want to see the current pricing or explore the exact configuration I am talking about. Let's start with the performance because that is clearly the selling point here. With the AMD Ryzen 7 processor and a massive 64 gigabytes of RAM, this thing is an absolute beast for multitasking. I intentionally tried to break it by running a heavy local database, about 40 Chrome tabs, and a massive Excel file with complex macros all at the same time. It didn't stutter once. The responsiveness is exactly what you want in a business machine. If your job involves heavy data crunching or keeping dozens of applications open simultaneously, this hardware configuration is going to save you a lot of time and frustration. The 2 terabytes of storage is also a massive luxury, meaning you will likely never have to worry about offloading files to an external drive just to free up space. However, we have to talk about the build and the display. This is a ThinkPad, so you get that classic no-nonsense aesthetic. It is durable and feels like it can survive a commute in a crowded bag, which is exactly what it is designed for. The keyboard is the highlight, as you would expect from Lenovo. The travel is deep and tactile, making it one of the best typing experiences you can get on a 14-inch laptop. But the screen is where I felt a bit of a compromise. While the 1920 by 1200 resolution is sharp and the anti-glare coating does its job perfectly in a bright office, the color accuracy and brightness are just average. It is perfectly fine for reports, emails, and Zoom calls, but if you are looking for a screen for high-end creative work or photo editing, this is not the laptop for you. It is a workhorse, not a media consumption powerhouse. The port selection is another area where this laptop really shines compared to the thinner, lighter Ultrabooks that force you to carry a dongle everywhere. Having a full-sized HDMI port and a real RJ45 Ethernet jack is a lifesaver when you are jumping between conference rooms or hotel desks. It feels like a mature, practical choice for someone who actually needs to connect to things. The fingerprint reader is snappy and reliable, which makes the Windows 11 Pro login process feel frictionless. I also appreciate that they include a 64 gigabyte flash drive in the bundle, which is a nice little touch for keeping backups of your most important files. Now, I want to be honest about the trade-offs. Because this is an upgraded unit, you should be aware that the original seal has been opened to install that extra RAM and the SSD. While the performance gains are undeniable, some people are understandably particular about factory-sealed boxes. You do get a warranty through the vendor for those specific parts, which is a fair compromise, but it is something to keep in mind if you're a stickler for original manufacturer packaging. Also, while the fan noise is generally quiet during standard office work, it does ramp up when you really push the processor. It is not an annoying, high-pitched whine, but you will definitely hear it if you are in a silent room and running intensive tasks. Who is this laptop actually for? If you are an accountant, a data analyst, or a business professional who lives in Excel, SQL, or heavy web-based applications, this is a fantastic value. You are paying for raw power and reliability rather than thin and light vanity. It is meant to be a tool that works for you, not a fashion statement. If you find yourself constantly waiting for your computer to catch up to your thoughts, the 64 gigabytes of RAM here will feel like a massive upgrade. On the other hand, who should avoid this? If you are a student or a remote worker who prioritizes a gorgeous, high-brightness screen for watching movies or editing video, you might find the display a bit underwhelming. There are flashier laptops out there with OLED panels that look better, but they usually come with half the RAM and a much higher price tag. Also, if you prioritize portability above all else, there are smaller, lighter devices available, though you would sacrifice that glorious port selection and the sheer multitasking capacity of this Ryzen chip. The value proposition here is really about the internals. By choosing an E-series ThinkPad with these upgraded specs, you are getting a machine that performs like a much more expensive workstation without the premium price tag of the X1 Carbon or similar high-end lines. You are getting the utility of a professional machine in a chassis that is built to last. I have been quite impressed with how well it handles my daily workload, and honestly, the sheer speed of the memory and the storage makes everything feel snappier than most of the laptops I have tested this year. If you are interested in picking one up, remember to check the links below for the latest pricing and availability. It is important to compare what you need versus what this offers. If your priority is a machine that will not crash, will not slow down, and will connect to any monitor or network you encounter, then the ThinkPad E14 Gen 7 is a very practical, high-value choice. It is a no-nonsense, professional piece of hardware that delivers exactly what it promises, and in a market full of overpriced, underpowered machines, that is a refreshing change of pace. Just make sure you are buying it for the right reasons, productivity, multitasking, and reliability, and you will likely be very happy with it.